Hey, welcome. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fix This Build That Sunday night live show. I'm Brad.
And I'm Susan.
And this is Susan. And we're live. We're also live on Instagram. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. We got some folks over on Instagram that are joining Project Eleanor. Thank you so much. Sean Denny. We got all kinds of folks joining in here. Jericho Home, man. I know, dude, Ben. So Ben Ueda's over there on Instagram. For all you folks on Instagram, we are simul streaming on YouTube. And we would love for you to join us over there. fixthisbuild.com/live. It'll shoot you over. The YouTube experience, honestly, is way better, as our folks on YouTube could tell you. So if you would like to join us, we would love to have you over there. But today, what do we have here? Goose Island. I've got a little 2-lane American Gold lager. You guys know I like a lager. So we'll see how this one is.
Yeah, it's brand new. So
brand new up in this piece.
Ooh. Anyway, you like it?
I do like it. It's got a little undertone of something. I don't know. Blake Weber, what's up, my man? How are you? Let's see here. Oh, Stevie, what's up? We got Stevie in the house and Zoe as well. Stevie and Zoe. Cool. DJ Bazin, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Adrian Drummer, the YouTube is Fix This Build That. We're actually going live on the second channel. So if you go to fixthisbuildthat.com/live, it'll just redirect you right there. Or you can go to my main channel and get there that way as well. So this week, and so for the folks on YouTube who are already there, awesome. But it is the second channel, and I believe it's called Fix This Build That Live.
I believe you're right.
We were on the main channel last week, and I just didn't love how it worked in the main feed and everything, but you know, whatever. So
we're going back to what we know.
That's right. Yeah. So this week we've been working on the deck and refinishing the furniture as well as power washing the deck.
Yes. Brad power washed the deck so much.
Power washed the heck out of that deck.
Everyone's power washing. I was out walking today and I saw like 3 different people.
Oh yeah, it's power washing season.
I feel like they heard us for hours and hours out there this weekend. They're like, yes, we will do this too.
Yes.
But yeah, we had beautiful weather for it.
It was beautiful weather, and Susan even got a little sunburn today.
I did. I just put on a different shirt. So
right. So 2 videos coming up very soon. It's going to be how to refinish outdoor furniture. And then the second one is going to be how to refinish a deck. So if you've got either of those coming up in mind, then be sure to keep an eye out because I think that one should be out this coming Saturday.
That's the plan, the deck one.
Should be the deck, and then the following week should be the other one.
Yep. So stay tuned.
We're excited about that. The deck is looking awesome, by the way. Let's hear. Who else do we have over there? Worth Effort. What is up, man? Bill Builds in the house. We got Jose. What's up, Jose? Hola, mi amigo. And we got Blaine Bonvillain, Matthew Van Blaricom. I love it, man. And Teresa, the Aggie fan.
Hey, Teresa.
And Blake Weber jumped over. Blake and Ben jumped over on awesome. So if you guys are on Instagram, all the cool cats are jumping over. Ben jumped over and Blake jumped over.
All right.
And those are the coolest of cats. We're on.
Not that it's a competition.
Not that it's a competition. No. YouTube. fixthisbuild.com/live, or you can just go if you're just want to stay on Instagram, go up there my main feed. In my bio and hit my YouTube channel, and then you can see the link to it underneath there. We need to put the link to the second channel up there too.
Okay.
She's like, okay. All right, who else do we have here on Instagram who has not come over yet? But that's okay, we'll see you. Monty Home and Decor, we got Cups Custom Builds. Is anybody else, by the way, is anybody else doing their deck? Is anybody doing any deck refurbishing or outdoor furniture? Because now is the time. Make Reese is doing it. We got Serge Caps. What's up, my man? Your contractor left you hanging, so you're going to do it. Burke Bolin, dude, what's up, man? Burke, go jump over on YouTube. We're over there on the second channel. I know you were there last time. Listening to MFP, but should I link my Insta to my Etsy page, or is that too ambitious? If that's your only place, go for it. Yeah. But I wouldn't necessarily make that your sole effort of getting people over there. All right, cool. So basically, what we've been doing with the power washing and everything is it's like the fine dance. If you've ever power washed wood, there's like a super fine line in between cleaning it and destroying it and just ripping it to shreds. And so we were kind of dancing that line.
Yes, you were.
I was.
I was doing a lot of supervising and telling him when he missed spots.
You were on the camera. You were.
I was, and I'm not like a professional camera person at all, but it was just high stress because, by the way, how do I finish this? I don't want to get that wrong. But yeah, like Brad
What are
would
you
be
trying to
spraying like the live thing, the link to the channel or whatever.
Honey,
Am I not doing
they're
that
already
here?
in here.
Okay, yeah,
You don't need to give these people the link.
Fine.
Don't give the people in YouTube the link to YouTube. They got it. They're good.
That makes sense. Anyway, no, but he'd be like spraying the corner of the deck that I knew I needed to get footage on, and I'm just running because a lot of the stuff, like the soapy stuff that you put down, and in all caps, they say on both of the ones we used, do not let dry. And it
do not let dry. Yeah, if you've ever pressure washed a deck, that's one of the big things. Like you can't let it dry.
Moving.
So I'm trying to move, and she's trying to move the camera, and then I'm like spraying her in the face, and it's just like.
And then one time you sprayed me on purpose, just for fun.
I did.
Not with the camera with me.
Let's be real. You were like 15 feet away though.
Yeah, but it was.
It wasn't like I high pressure sprayed you.
No.
That
would
be
bad.
That
you would not be here right now.
You wouldn't be here right now.
I wouldn't either. Yeah, but no, it was fun though. Like I mean, it was kind of we talked about like it was sort of nice to be like was Saturday that we got up and got out. Maybe it was Friday.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. And like he worked his tail end off, and I was out there like running around helping out. But there's something so satisfying
about getting out early and
and like
early
seeing
for us is
something where you're
9.
like, yeah, for sure. Where you're like, oh, I can see that we did a lot. It's like a visual in front of you. It was great.
Yeah, it is, and
it looks so good.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it really needed.
And now is a good time to do it as well.
Yeah, it's
Lucas, what is up? We got Lucas Lighthouse Boston signing on. Lucas, come over, join us over on the YouTubes, man.
Yep.
You'll love it over there.
The
water is warm. What would Brad build? I like that. I like that name there.
Build?
Well, it's like it's their name.
Oh.
So before we get any further, though, I do want to welcome a couple new folks. So if you are not familiar, we do have the Builders Club, which is our Patreon group, and those are folks that are just getting engaged with us and getting free plans and exclusive content and monthly. The monthly plans and shout outs, and we're actually starting to do video credits, which is really fun as well. So I do want to welcome 2 new members of the Builders Club, which are Tyler Duda and Avi Sato. Thank you so much, guys, and we look forward to hanging out with you guys. And before we jump into the questions, one of the things we like to do is we answer patron questions first, Builders Club questions first. And I had a question from Pedro Gomez, and he said, question from a budget woodworker focused on basics. Do you have a suggestion on lower end brands like Harbor Freight, Hercules, or Admiral versus the higher end brands like DeWalt, etc. for a table and miter saw? We talked about this a little bit last week.
You did. I was just thinking that, yeah.
And I think that like a place like Harbor Freight, a place like Northern Tool, Wind Tools, like all these, those are basically like Wind Tools is like Harbor Freight online, basically. But those places, in my mind, or I'll talk about Harbor Freight directly because that's what I have experience with. They're great for tools that don't move, and some that move with air. Anything that takes electricity at Harbor Freight is suspect in my mind. Anything that has a motor, and that would include obviously the miter saw and the table saw.
I'm going to pause you real quick. I've been hearing reports that the camera is focused on the cabinets behind us and not on us.
That would be a problem.
Yes.
So I'm gonna walk over and
hold that thought.
Yep. We can fix that.
Yes.
Because who wants to see cabinets?
No, I mean they're beautiful cabinets.
All right. Let's see if that's any better.
Yeah, let us know if that's better. It should be good, hopefully.
I'm surprised. I'm gonna just focus right in there on your pretty little face. All right, there we go. So, come on, get out of there.
Technical difficulties. Never a dull moment.
All right, so that should be better. Thank you, guys. They're like, what do you mean YouTube is so much better? Right. Everything's out of focus.
Blurry. No, it's just us. You were saying that it's better for tools that don't move or air.
So Harbor Freight's great for like Allen wrenches, sockets. I've bought a lot of things like that from them. I'm trying to look around. The screwdrivers, I love the screwdrivers at Harbor Freight. They're a little like $2 jobby. I've got
the little flippy ones.
Yeah, these. I've got like so many of these around the house. These guys are 6-in-1 screwdrivers. I picked these up like by the handful.
Forever ago.
So those are great for those kind of tools. But actually their pneumatic line, the central pneumatic, that line is really great. I've had a lot of their nailers in the past, and they've been fantastic. Honestly, I've never had any issues with them. But everything else, suspect, man. Suspect at best.
Did you say the planer is okay?
No, I would
No.
not.
What was
Anything
the
with a
whole thing
motor.
about the planer last year?
The one there are, if you search YouTube for Harbor Freight gems, like GEMS, that's like terminology for like the good stuff that is at Harbor Freight. Their 12-inch disc sander. I've always heard great things about their 12-inch disc sander. That is one of the very few electric tools at Harbor Freight that I think are worth anything. Okay. So that is your answer there, Pedro.
There you
Thank you for.
You got it.
Let's see. How could I say that? I would say gracias para tu pregunta, mi amigo. I really took a stretch there, Pedro Gomez. That'd be like, I mean, I'm assuming Pedro Gomez speaks Spanish, even though people would say Brad Rodriguez.
People do make a lot of assumptions that you speak Spanish.
That's right. That's right. My last name is Rodriguez. I'm just
Right.
starting to learn Spanish. So, Pedro, if you're in the same boat as me and you really don't speak Spanish, then
hey,
there you
what's
go.
up?
Now we're
Yeah.
on the same page. Oh, St. Joseph Woodworks, what is up from Colombia? How's it going? South America. Awesome. Krako's Garage, have a good night, man. Thank you. All right, what do we got going on over on the YouTubes over here?
So lots of people saying hello this evening. And let's see.
Blake Weber in the house, of course.
Blake Weber, yeah.
Matt Powell, there it is. You made it. Man, our week was great, Matt. And I'm glad that you moved over. He moved over from the Sphinx account.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Staining the post. Blaine is finally staining his post. We've been in a saga with Blaine.
I feel your pain now because I think one week Blaine said he was waiting for dry weather.
Yes.
And now I get it with the deck refinishing.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be dry for days before you can do
It's
that.
crazy. It's crazy because the wood has got to be completely dry, and if it gets wet again, then you're hosed.
Just out of luck.
But it's all good.
Well, it's good. Yeah, keep us posted, Blaine.
Let's see here.
Oh, he has a question.
Oh, go ahead.
He says, going to be staining the post tomorrow. Finally, wish me luck. After I finish them, how long is it okay for them to get wet? Going to pressure wash the house.
Yeah, if you're looking at any kind of outdoor stain or finish, just read the manufacturer directions, honestly.
Yeah.
And most of them are going to be like 24 hours. They don't want you to get it wet.
Right.
I was just reading actually the cans that we
That's
had.
what
And it was
said,
even shorter.
right?
It was like 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought
but it
was
was
24.
72 hours for a full cure. So it all depends upon the exact product you're using. Just read the directions and it'll make that clear for you there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Drill bits, if you want to use them once, make a reset.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, Teresa says she wants a power washer, but her DeWalt is only a few. Oh, that
DeWalt, DeWalt. Yeah, I was highlighting this DeWalt. Dude, that one was crazy. It was so powerful.
It looked like a cartoon where it was gonna it was so powerful.
It was this company really that I worked with, a advertising agency. They were like, hey, do you want to check out this new DeWalt pressure washer? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so it has this like start mechanism that goes on and off as you let off the trigger, and so it doesn't waste gas while you're not running it. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I got it, and this thing was so powerful. It was for real. It was like the cartoon. It's like me like riding the fire hose. I'm like, turn it on. It's like.
Well, your arm, like you were getting sore, like it was just
from holding the trigger down.
Anyway,
but
it was really powerful.
But that one is a beast, Teresa.
Yes.
So if you are looking to like cut a car in half with a power washer, get that one.
You're all set.
Oh my gosh, that thing is crazy. All right, who else we got here on the Instagram? Box MFG, what is up over here on the Instagram? Gary Abley, what's my preferred way to bend wood?
Oh. Do you have multiple ways? I mean, that sounds like you do it a lot, you know?
I know. My preferred way is bent lamination. So that's the only type I've done. That's why it's my preferred way, because I've only done it once.
That's the
and
experience
I
that we
cut
have.
it into thin strips, 1/8 of an inch thick. And then you can use forms to squish them together. I've got a video out there where I did it, where it was how to make a curved cutting board.
Right, with DIY Pete, right?
No. That was with Johnny.
You're right. It was from Johnny Builds.
Johnny Brook.
From
Crafted Workshop.
I'm saying all the wrong names.
Grant Batson.
I'm just name dropping over here. But you built. What did you build with DIY Pete?
We did the side tables.
Oh yeah, the things we've been lugging around.
The things that we just
outside.
got done
they look
refinishing.
Beautiful too.
So
yeah, I always had that wrong in my head. But I refer to that cutting board as the bacon board.
The bacon board, yes.
It's so pretty. It looks really cool.
Yes. All right, Brandon B, hit us with that question, bro. Just put it down there in the comments.
Bill, let's see.
Sorry.
Whoa, the screen is getting crazy.
T-Hub in the house.
Yeah,
How
hey
are you doing,
Taylor. Burke Bolin says, no deck, but I'm building onto my house myself. That sounds like, well, a lot of work.
It does.
And then I saw something.
Sean Denny came over from Instagram. Thank you. By the way, if you're over here on Instagram, we are on YouTube on the second channel. If you go to Fix This Build That, the main channel, there's a link to the second channel there. It's super easy to get to. Or you can go to fixthisbuildthat.com/live, L-I-V-E, and that'll just shoot you right in there, so it's super easy and you don't have to think about it. But you can do it on mobile, and there's a whole chat over here. We got a bunch of people talking, and it's awesome. So come join us, please.
Come join us. Bill Builds wants to know, what's the biggest company that you got sponsored by?
You know, that's a great question. I should go look up. I should go look up their market cap. So when I say the biggest company, because there is a measurement for biggest company, which would be market cap, which would be market capitalization, which is the number of outstanding shares multiplied by their stock price.
Did you learn this when you got your MBA?
I did.
Okay, it sounds very MBA-ish. It's like very businessy.
But that is the
that's
the size. That's how you.
Right?
So if you don't know that, that's just, which you shouldn't if you don't have a business degree.
Right.
Who cares? If you're not into the stock market, but that's how you measure the size of a company is literally the stock price times the number of shares out there, because there are a set number of shares of a company. And so thinking about that, I would have to say it would probably have been one of the oil companies.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've done a couple oil ones, and it would probably be like Exxon.
Probably.
Exxon Mobil.
What about Mountain Dew?
Mountain Dew would be Pepsi.
That was sponsored, yeah.
Yep. So it could or Pepsi.
Yeah.
I would say it was probably Exxon or Pepsi.
And those were more like smaller.
And they were both, they would have both
not
been
like
Instagram posts.
long-standing, like year-long contracts, but
No,
really cool.
they wouldn't.
Fun stuff.
But Mountain Dew, if you're down, I'm down. So come. I would.
Yeah, we'll come back. We're good.
We want you back.
Let's see.
Dan Pask, what's up, my man? Glad you made it, brother. Hope it's going well down under.
Yeah. Trent Larm says Harbor Freight Workbench isn't too bad if you need something quick and small.
I've heard about the Harbor Freight Workbench, but I think the biggest issue with it is that it's light. It's not very dense and heavy, and so if you're trying to do any kind of work on it with hand tools, it's gonna be like riding the nickel pony in front of the grocery store. Does that date me? It was a quarter. Right, actually, it was a penny.
No, ours was a penny.
Ours was a penny.
It was. It was like a huge deal if you got to ride it.
Man, but they should still have
anymore.
those. Why do they not have those?
I don't think our kids ever rode on
Somebody
those.
probably had a lawsuit.
Probably.
Rick Reeder, what's up, my man?
I was going to ask you.
Hold on.
Okay.
Where did Rick go? I just missed.
I don't know.
Did I go down or up? What am I doing? Oh, there's it. Okay.
It's
Sorry.
right here.
I went the wrong way.
Sean Denny made the jump.
Travis Porter, what is up?
Yep.
Rec Tech Live in the house.
Matt Powell
Lucas
wants to know about building a Murphy bed with sliding bookcase to conceal it. Sound like a project you would be interested in. We've actually discussed this.
We have discussed that exact project.
That exact project many times.
Many times.
Right. We still haven't built it.
It highly interests me.
Highly.
We just don't have a spot for it.
Yeah.
Because we don't have, like, the guest room is my office.
Right.
And so...
we don't have a real guest room.
And it's over, like, there's no wall space to do a bookcase because I've got, like, shelves and all kinds of crazy stuff in there for, like, I got a 3D printer now and, like, all this stuff. And so there'd be no place for it to go.
And I can't imagine anyone, sleeping in there because it is like
and I would never let anybody sleep in there anyway because I'm in there, like, literally every single day. So
all the time. Yeah, we thought about it for one of our front rooms.
But I do love that idea.
Yeah, we've like the room that used to be our playroom, which is now just kind of everything goes there. It's a mess.
We were gonna try to make that work, but it just
we don't know. But that sounds really cool. So good luck with that. If you go ahead and make that.
Dude, Dan Pass, that's awesome. Started making furniture part-time using some of the NFP teachings. That's fantastic, man. That is awesome.
Jablonski, I think I'm saying that right, is here. He swapped from IG.
There you go. Lucas from Lighthouse.
Oh, okay. Making the connection now.
Love it. All right, what else we got here?
Opinion
Weekly postings seem to be pretty standard for YouTubers. Any thoughts?
I don't know where it went.
Any thoughts on timing of post? Rec Tech.
Oh, yeah. Thoughts.
If you look at my channel, you will know that I do not do weekly.
We would like to.
We like to do more like monthly.
Well,
if we can. No.
Sometimes every 2 months. Just kidding.
You know, quite honestly, on any platform, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, it's less. The most important thing is to keep up something that you can, to start something you can keep up with.
Right.
So if you're trying to go weekly and then you just like burn out and get on the grind, and you can't do it, and then you get all dejected, that's not good.
Well, and if you're doing it weekly, but what you're putting out isn't to
quality.
the quality that you would want it to be,
right?
Like that's going to translate.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And so if you can't do weekly, you know, do bi-weekly and try to hit that consistently. And this is an area where do as I say, not as I do.
We always have the goal
Because
of at least bi-weekly.
We do.
But then life
So
happens.
our goal is 2 to 3 videos a month
Yes.
on the Fix This Build That main channel.
Yep.
I don't think, I went crazy one Christmas, like 3 Christmases ago. Mm-hmm. The turning videos.
Oh, right.
I did 6 videos in 6 days.
Yeah, never again. Never.
I mean, it was turning, which is
right.
But it was the editing. The editing's the hard part. It's not like for that, but because I finished each project in like a half hour to an hour,
Right.
but then it was the the building the editing of the projects. Mm-hmm. So whatever that looks like for you, weekly would be great. Bi-weekly would be great. So we're kind of on the bi-weekly cadence right now.
The more you can do, of course, the better, but you have to know your limits. Like if you're anything like us, we've got 3 kids. They're all home all the time now.
Yes,
there are no camps happening. I mean, they're here every day.
Somebody's moving around upstairs. We might have a visitor here in just a minute.
Our middle child is rolling around his room upstairs right now. So, it's just life happens.
It
and
is.
You kind of have to keep perspective of...
It is.
It's a balancing act, for sure.
Davin Smith, what's up over on Instagram? Hey, for anybody on Instagram, we're over on YouTube. Come join us. You can go to the Fix This Build That live second channel, or you can go to fixthisbuildthat.com/live and join us. You can get it on mobile and everything. It's awesome. Brown Woodworks, Georgia. What is up, my man? Come on over. All y'all come over. I'm going to sign off actually from Instagram so we can focus directly on YouTube. Whoops. And I'm going to rip my mic off.
Don't do that.
And we don't even have cool mics on Instagram.
No.
So yeah, come over guys, join us. fixthisbuildthat.com/live and it'll shoot you right into the channel and you can pick it up there. So come over and join us. But we'll see you guys next week if not, and get out there, build something awesome this week. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Sean Denny has a little tip. He said, Harbor Freight moving dollies are a cheap way to get casters for shop furniture. Get one of those, a few of their locking casters if you can get that. Worked great for a few mobile tool stands. That's a really smart idea.
Yeah, I like that. Bill Builds got a question. What watch do I wear? I actually just had to replace the band on my watch.
Just the little...
Oh, sorry, not the band. It was, the little, what would you call this? The band keeper?
The little holder thing that keeps the tail tucked in.
Tail tucker.
Tail tucker. Yeah, sure. Why not?
The tail tucker snapped, so I just had to get this. But this is a Garmin 35, Forerunner 35. And I got it, I don't know, about a year ago now?
Yep. I have an iPhone.
Right there?
We're a house divided. I am an iPhone user and he is an Android user.
Yes.
And then I got my watch.
She's got the iPhone.
I love it.
That was like
Mother's
Day present, birthday present, something?
I don't know. It's been over a year, probably like a year and a half. And around that time, I had never had anything like this. And then
Brad
it
kind of looks like
do the same sorts of things.
Yeah. Well, no, there was the running.
Yeah.
And that's why. So it's a Garmin Forerunner. Running. Run. It's great because it's got GPS, and I basically just track my runs and my workouts with this. So only have to use it once a month as well.
Yours is nice because you can whatever. No, you can wear it all night and it tells you about your sleep. Mine, that's the only thing. I don't know about the rest of you that have an iPhone or iWatch or whatever.
Right.
iWatch, yeah.
So
I take it off and charge it every night, so I don't really have an accurate.
That's the downside, and that's why we looked at those. And I was looking at. She got me the Galaxy Watch.
Oh, I did. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Galaxy Watch, which is the Android version of a smartwatch. But it's they last like a day or two max, and I didn't want that. This thing will last like 2 weeks on the battery because it's like, and especially if I'm not working out, if I'm not using the GPS, then it
lasts a lot longer.
It lasts a lot longer. So yeah, that's what I wear. Good question about the little lifestyle piece of it. Let's see here. Whoop, hold on. We're just kind of rolling through the questions here. So if you're asking questions, we're going to get to them. We're just kind of rolling through there. Blaine
question
is
up a
asking.
little.
Oh,
Hang
right
on.
there.
Bill, no, you
sorry.
jumped in over Bill Builds. He had a question that we scrolled
We just
past.
answered Bill's. No, that was his
No.
question.
He had another one about a tool.
We just answered his question. We're not going back
About
and
the
answering.
tool?
We're not answering another question. Whatever. We just answered that question.
Fine.
Two
All
questions in a row. That would be insanity.
That'd be crazy. You can't have that. So what do you?
We'll come back to that one. We had Blaine. Blaine Bonvillain. He built the mobile workbench.
Cool.
And first code, need to sand it. Should I use 120 or 220 grit? Need to sand before the second coat. Definitely the lowest I would go would be 220. Do not use 120. That's way too coarse. I would use 220 or 320 or even 400. So 320, 400 is what I typically use, and it's literally, they're basically the same exact thing. And it's just a light sand. And when you're sanding it, you should see it should dust up. It should turn to like a white dust. And if it doesn't, if it starts to gum up, stop. That means it's not cured enough to be able to sand and go on to that next coat.
I love this. Maker by Proxy says that he was in Franklin today and went by Woodcraft to get some dust collection for his new planer, and they were closed. He had the family with him. We recovered from that devastating blow at Chuck E. Cheese. You are a brave man. That has been one of the things. I mean, our kids, they like Chuck E. Cheese still. I mean, we went before the pandemic. Remember, we went, and I was about to sign up to get like something where you can go on Tuesday night and have like an hour pass.
Yeah.
And they can just go crazy and play all the games in an hour. Because they had the best
Oh yeah,
time ever
that's so
there.
Chucky. You know, like the old school Chucky, right? Like Chucky when
the
we grew up,
tokens.
it was tokens.
And
it was
you
all
would-
about the
he
tokens.
He had trained the kids to look under
Oh, you got to look. Like the thing about
machine.
tokens is like, you know, you got these little kids that are, you know, 4, 5, 6. They're dropping coins. They're dropping the tokens everywhere.
Opportunities,
And so they
people.
roll under the machines. Man, when I was a young kid, I would just I'd just hit the floor and I'd be looking under. Man, I'd come out with like a dozen tokens.
Our kids are the kids that wherever we go, if there's a vending machine, they're
Sticking
checking
their
for
fingers
coins
in there, looking
because
under.
of this guy.
I trained them well.
He has. And then they switched to the play pass.
Play
The
pass.
play pass.
Like credit card.
And we were
Debit.
like, oh, the golden days are over.
Debit points.
But 1 hour, and it was like pretty cheap. They went crazy.
Yeah.
We went there and they were everywhere.
But
So
now
hopefully
you
guys
pay
do
for an
that.
hour. You pay for an hour and you can play as many games as you
Yeah.
want, which is pretty
And
cool.
if you're cheap like me, you buy one card for the 3 children and they just share it and run around like maniacs. And that was fun.
Chris
I didn't know it
Buck
was
started
open, though.
listening to MFP. Awesome.
All right.
Let's see here. Teresa, do you have a video recommendation on how to fit a kitchen drawer front?
Fix a kitchen
fix
drawer
or fit?
front. If that's fix.
Oh, fix, sorry.
Yep.
no,
That's an
I
important
don't.
detail. I don't know.
I'm trying to
Fix
think.
a kitchen drawer front. I wonder what's wrong with it.
Yeah, what's wrong
Drawer
with it?
front, like
hit us up.
a
Like,
faux
what is-
one
what
or
is
like
wrong
a
with it?
real one, you know?
Yeah. Tell us what's wrong with it. And then
Let us know.
and yeah,
We need more info.
everybody in the comments can help you out as well.
Brandon B says, working on designing a bookcase. What size would you make a face frame out of? 1x2 or 1x3, etc.
1x2. 1x2 is a pretty standard face frame size.
Yeah. All right. Good. When you haven't made your daily steps on your smartwatch, does a short stint with your random orbital sander rack up the steps for you? Our kids are always like, do they tell you, like, if I haven't, I try to close my circles every day.
Yeah.
And my son will be like, one of the boys will go, I'll take your watch and fake it. Like, to
And
give me
fake
the
it,
step.
yeah.
Like, that is not the
Well,
point.
we used to
They
catch
would
them.
totally
We used
do
to
it.
catch them, and they'd be like,
yeah. Because they've got,
be like-
like, little Garmin watches.
just like running their hand up and down. And we're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm getting steps.
Right, because it's like
That's
competitive
not how it works.
with the kids at school. Like, ooh, look how many steps I got.
Yeah,
No,
that
so
is
we
not
don't,
how
we
it
don't do
works.
that. The biggest problem with
You don't have to read them all out loud. You got to read them internally in your head. Bill Bills, no, you don't have to put any credit card information in if you get the free plans.
You do not.
Why do you think numbers have dropped on lives on IG? Lucas, dude, that's a great question. I mean, I think that I saw that was probably 3 to 4 months ago. I saw a big decline, and they just it's because they stopped sending out notifications. I mean, they don't send out a bunch of notifications anyway, so I don't know what the algorithm is, but
yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's kind of crazy if you think about the number of followers that we have on Instagram and then the number of people on a live. Like at any one point in time, there's typically only 100 people out of 500,000. Like that's where you wear glasses so I don't poke you in the eye.
It's like safe.
But dude, they're always just
No, that
messing
is
with you.
true.
I mean, that's just the way it works.
Well, there's like whatever it is, they're always changing the algorithm. You can't keep up.
Yes. Matt Powell. So I do have a 3D printer. And the one that I have is the Anycubic i3 Mega S, and it is a budget printer that I bought.
Yep.
It was I don't know, $250-ish, $250, and it's 210 by 210 millimeter build platform, 205 millimeter tall. And I've been tuned. I bought it for like $250, and then I proceeded to spend like, I don't know, 80 or 90 or $100 on it, like getting things to make it better. So I don't know what I could have got for a $350, but I probably would have been better than what I made.
I feel like you probably would have done it anyway, because at one point he called me in there and he was like, okay, hold this little, I don't know what it was. You were like tuning it up on the inside, and I had to hold something in place.
I can't remember. Oh yeah. Oh, I was
and
adjusting the
I just think that
the voltage
you would have done that no matter what.
on the piezo. What do you call them?
I don't know. The little.
It's not piezoelectric. What am I trying to say? Potentiometer. I was like turning the voltage of a little like stepper driver motor.
Potentiometer?
Potentiometer, yeah.
I didn't even know that was a word.
No, you do.
Did you know that was a thing?
Yeah, but that's the one I have. I like it. It's cool. It works. Throw the Murphy bed in the shop.
Yeah, you might need it at some point.
I know. Yeah, in the event of another power washer incident.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Chris wants to know.
She kicks me out.
I do not kick you out.
She never has.
No, we don't get a bit angry.
Simo Woodworks, what is up, my man?
Recommendations for first CNC/laser.
Chris, I mean, those are two different things, obviously. I've not used them yet, but the Glowforge, and there's like 2 or 3 of them now that are kind of the new wave of the lasers. They make it really easy. From what I've seen and read and watched videos, the Glowforge is very, very easy to use. So if you're talking ease of use, if you're talking like budget, then you're talking a whole other end of the spectrum. You can get a lot of these Chinese lasers off of eBay for really cheap. So it looks, depends upon what you're looking for there. From a CNC, I've got the X-Carve, and so the X-Carve and the Shapeoko are the 2 big ones. I've got the X-Carve. I know that a lot of people have the Shapeoko as well, and those are, to me, they're almost interchangeable. The big trade-off is the X-Carve is a lot more effort for assembly versus the other one. I think it took me 8 hours, and most people I think are saying it's taking 2.5 to 4 hours to assemble the Shapeoko. So you're going to put in a lot more time on the front end. But the X-Carve comes with Easel, which is their design software, which is free. It's an online-based thing. You don't have to go get VCarve or like learn any of these other softwares. So you're going to make up for it on the software side, as well as their support and just their ease of like purchase and everything. I think X-Carve and Inventables are way more streamlined and better on the back end. To me, that's what like like X-Carve is more like Apple, and Shapeoko is more like Android, which is funny that I went.
You went with the Apple?
That I went with the Apple.
So against
I know,
what you
but it's
stand for.
I know,
Yeah.
it is. Actually,
like it,
I
right?
never thought about that until just now, actually.
Now you're rethinking everything, aren't you?
I'm thinking my whole life decision.
I was going to say, Bill Builds has a recommendation for Chris. He says he has a Shark HD4, and the laser function is a 5000W laser.
Oh, cool. A Shark HD4. Yeah, those are like some of the smaller ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see here.
Benjamin Wells backs us up on the whole Chuck E.
Unlimited
Cheese
times
situation.
for kids at Chuck E. Cheese
It's
is
awesome.
great. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
So let's hear Cassie, excuse me. Cassie, what are we working on? At the beginning of the show, we were talking about we're working on the back deck right now. And so, but I'll hit you guys with some of the other stuff. So we're, the next 2 projects coming out are going to be refinishing outdoor furniture.
Yep.
And refinishing a deck. Those will be 2 different projects. And then after that is
It's like a pop quiz.
outdoor sofa.
Yep.
We've started this new thing. It's so exciting. We have, she's like,
No, I was just like waiting for what
Deep
it
breath.
was. I'm like,
no, the board.
oh, that's what I thought it was, but
The board. We have a board now. And so it's a big magnetic whiteboard.
Fred loves it.
It's
not like it's high tech. It's just a
it's awesome.
whiteboard.
Magnetic whiteboard. And so on the top, I've got like YouTube. In the middle, I've got blog stuff. And on the bottom, I've got social. And so like as we do projects that are specific, like day-to-day social, I don't have it on there. But if there's like something we have to do specific for Home Depot or whoever, that we'll have that. They're on there right now. That's what I'm thinking about them. We'll have that down below. have the blog stuff, but then the videos, and so I'm lining up all the videos, and then I can rearrange them, and I can just kind of visually see all the projects. So those are the two. After that, modern outdoor sofa. After that,
Who?
you cannot stay awake for. I mean, it's not even like you're sleepy. You're just yawning.
Yes.
I know. I think she yawns when she's nervous.
You make me nervous.
They make you nervous.
That made me nervous.
After that, cutting tile.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not just
ways
tile,
to cut
but
vinyl tile.
Vinyl plank
Flooring, sorry.
Which is not tile.
Yeah, that was a bad description.
I mean, yeah. So, like, the 5 best ways to cut vinyl plank flooring. And then what was the one after that? Oh, no, the extension of the shop.
Shop cabinet extension. That was up there.
Forever.
So, no, the nightstand.
And the nightstand.
The nightstand.
There's a lot of projects.
There's a lot of projects.
The whole, like, it's just like
That's why we have a board.
It's like a line of the...
It's like a timeline.
Yeah. All the index cards that we have up there with magnets are 3 different fluorescent colors. So it's just like a line of pink index cards as far as it can reach across the board of projects.
I started off with like, an inch and a half, 2 inches in between them. And then it was like down to like 3/4. And then it was like a quarter. Now they're like touching.
Right. Yeah.
But
it is good. Yeah. It's a nice visual way to keep track of things, which is good. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, when they stamp your kid's hand.
I know. And they have the little thing. Don't they have like
the black light?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all about it.
I love it. Must be on the right algorithm because I always get notifications.
Yay.
I know Rick is in it, man. He's getting the notifications. Good. By the way, yeah, so if you're not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do that. But if you turn on the notifications, I know like it's every Sunday night at 9 p.m. But it's one of those things like if you're not thinking about it. But if you turn the notifications on, you'll get it for this as well. But you have to make sure you turn them all on. So like you can it'll say like tailored or like I forget what it is. Not you, Taylor. It'll say like whatever. I can't remember what it is, but something where it's basically like we'll give them to you when we want to give them to you, or you can say all, like, and then you'll get everything.
Worth Effort says Brad's whiteboard over under. He writes in cursive on it. My bet is it's all nice block letters so it'll look like his beloved spreadsheets. That is so true. I don't know if I've ever seen you write in cursive.
Well, the kids would say that my normal writing is cursive.
It's a little scripty.
It's like a hybrid.
Flair to how he writes.
It's a hybrid.
It's not that much of a hybrid though. It's not really cursive-y. Like, I don't know about anybody else. When the kids started learning cursive in school, I had to Google like different letters. Like, how do you make a, I don't know.
Right. Well, it's like the hard one. The B's are weird.
B's.
Lowercase b.
F's aren't too hard.
What about the Z? The Z's like that weird.
The Z is like, I mean, like it's crazy.
Does anybody write in cursive?
It's the lower cases I had, the capital G. Is that what you were talking about?
Oh, yeah.
The capital G is all swoopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
like
no
that
clue.
One. But
and then the kids are like, when are we going to use this? Never.
For your information, it is all block letters.
All block letters, yes.
I like writing in caps.
With his fancy little.
A lot of times I write in caps, and I'll like just make a bigger cap and then write. That's what I do. That is true. You do. So it does look a lot like the. That's how I always sign my name. Like I always sign my name. Like here, I'll do it here. Like a sign, not for documents. Not for documents.
Oh, okay.
Like, but here's how
I
if I'm writing a letter, like if I'm ever. I always do it like that.
Yep, this is true.
Boom. And so that's why I say like, it's not cursive, but they're linked.
It's sort of sloppy.
It's like cursive. A sloppy.
Yeah, sloppy print.
Yeah.
It is a hybrid.
I know.
You got your own flair. It's better than mine. I have handwriting.
Yeah.
But we don't need to go there.
It's pretty good.
No one came here to hear about our handwriting.
Okay,
I mean, like,
fine.
this was not what we were.
They did, yes. That was a question.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, nobody was like, ooh, I'm gonna get on the live tonight and hear about their handwriting.
All right, whatever.
I'm just saying.
Matt got the Prusa at $800. That's a lot, right?
Whoa.
Yep. Sent the pics. Oh, Teresa, awesome.
Awesome. We'll check it out.
We'll check it out. Hopefully, we can give you some answers.
Merwin Valdez says hello. Big fan of your work. Inspired my garage ideas.
Awesome, Merwin. That's fantastic.
Oh, and then David Parseth says, finally caught a live show. We have a public holiday here in New Zealand.
New Zealand. Oh. Love your country. Yeah. I've been there. It's fantastic.
You went bungee jumping there.
I went bungee jumping. I did the Thrillogy. It is a 3 bungee jump package.
Still have the T-shirt?
No, we got rid of it.
Oh my gosh. This was
I had the T-shirt.
17?
I was wearing it.
Longer than that. 20 years ago?
No, 19.
19. No. 19.
No, it's probably
19
actually.
and a half.
It's probably like it'll be 20 years in December.
Okay. 19 and a half.
The reason I know is because it was December of 2000 because I had just started my job because I graduated college in May of 2000, started in June, and then I went out there that first year I was there. But New Zealand's amazing.
We would love to go there. I would love to go to New Zealand and Australia.
You got the mountains, you got the ocean.
It's supposed to be like one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Isn't that where they shot Lord of the Rings?
Yes. I mean, I think that's right. David can let us know. I mean, I've read enough stuff about it where I was like, because they talked about the scenery there being so
you owned it.
Magnificent. That's where they saw.
Shapeoko has come a long way with their design software. It's way more user friendly now. Awesome, Blake. Well, there you go. So I've not used it, but that's good to hear.
Shapeoko is a great name. It just kind of sounds fun when you say
I almost bought the original. Do you remember that? You probably don't remember.
What?
The original CNC. Like I'd almost pull it. You're like, just pull the trigger. When it was like the Shapeoko, I think it was right when the Shapeoko 2 was about to come out. So the Shapeoko was like the first CNC. And I believe actually, I don't know, whatever. I think the X-Carve people are the original Shapeoko people.
Oh.
Maybe, but don't hold me on that. I think they are. But anyway, it used to be with a Dremel. The Dremel was the motor. And so,
what?
Oh yeah, so it was like very light duty.
Oh wow.
But I almost pulled the trigger, but then they were coming out with the Shapeoko 2, and I was like, I don't want to wait. And then like they were talking about this, that's when they were branching apart and becoming Inventables and Shapeoko. So that's when the X-Carve and the Shapeoko, whatever, XL came to be. And I was like deciding, I was like, I'm not going to do anything. And then I, for a long time, I just got sucked up in all this other stuff because that was before the channel and everything.
Right.
I had a lot of free time on my hands.
A lot more free time.
But not anymore.
No, we don't have time for anything.
Seller should go with the Glowforge. Will be Chris. Yeah, the CNC Glowforge doesn't do a CNC. They do the laser though. I mean, it is a CNC laser, but it's not a carving machine. It's a lasering machine.
Bill wants to know: did you make a video drill charger holder on the wall? I'm going to make it for YouTube for Father's Day. We do not have a video of the drill charger.
No,
right?
I have a blog.
That was one of the first. What?
I have the blog post.
I thought you said not even a blog. I'm like, I'm
no,
sure
I've got the blog.
Yeah, no, that was one of the very first projects.
Yeah, it was.
Like an early on project.
It was 2015.
It was when, like, at the very, very beginning, Brad was just doing blog. Mm-hmm. Like, probably about a year, maybe? Mm-hmm. And then he was like, all right, fine, I'll do videos. Because, that's like a lot of unknowns there.
We started the Instagram in 2013, end of 2013.
Right.
Susan and I, I didn't have that. That was the old username. That was even before Fix This Build That.
What was the old username?
We're not saying that here.
I didn't know we had one.
Hot Pants 5000?
You're ridiculous.
I had to take down a lot of pictures to go.
I mean, I like the fact that like that's what you came up with, though. Like
that's kind of my go-to, Hot Pants 5000.
I didn't know that.
And so that was the end of 2013. Then at some point, pretty soon after that, we came up with Fix This Build That,
right.
And then we were still doing the Instagram. We didn't start the blog until March of 2015. Oh. Because I got hit with my 1-year renewal of the domain, and I hadn't done anything.
And he was like, I guess I should do something.
And I was like, maybe we should do this blog.
Right.
And so then March, and then we got the YouTube channel also back then, 2013. So all those were November.
You got like everything that you
could get. So if you go back and look, it says I've been doing YouTube since 2013, but I didn't really start posting until June of 2016. And so that was one of those projects that was in the interim between March 2015 and June 2016.
Yeah, I mean, and like
quite a few. There's a lot of projects.
Was one of those too. I mean,
the original flip top,
to be fair,
and the miter saw.
You had a flip top when we were still in Ohio.
I did.
But you kind of like tweaked it and upgraded it when we moved here. But he built that before he had a video, and then the video came out this past year, right?
Right. Yeah, because those are the two. Those are like two of my biggest projects:
right.
the flip top and the miter saw stand. And people would ask me. Actually, if you go into, if you don't know this little trick for you. If you're wondering like what the highest search things are, and you've probably seen it, you just haven't thought about it. It's like when you start typing in YouTube and it auto completes for you. Those are like the most frequently searched topics.
Trying to read your mind.
Right. And so it's probably still the same way now, but it used to, and it always got my craw. and I finally did something about it, is like when you typed in fix this, build that, it would autocomplete miter stand.
And we didn't have a video.
And there was no video for it.
Oops.
And so it was like years, and I was like, we got to fix this.
Right. No, you talked
so-
about it for a long time.
Right.
But like he already had one, you know, so
Yeah.
did you
So that's an interesting thing. Go if you want to know your
what people are saying about you.
Yeah, at least if you are on YouTube, just type in your channel name and then it'll autocomplete whatever people search for. And yeah, that was like, ugh. And so we don't have one for that.
We got it
but
done. So
that
long
doesn't get searched
answer.
for.
We do not have a video, but there's a great blog post, and it is a great drill charging station.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, where are we?
Did
you
Google Cursive?
I know we did Google Cursive. I mean,
We didn't
I
Google
did not.
Cursive.
I Googled Cursive. Okay, I say we both did it. Oh, sorry. That was me making noise with my microphone here. No, I mean, I didn't remember how to do any of that stuff. And our kids are like,
hold on. Let's
they
just
do not
take
want-
I'm like grabbing the wrench for. Oh, this is, by the way, another Harbor Freight gem. So these are Pittsburgh,
it?
Pittsburgh,
That was
whatever.
a long time.
But
But
hold on,
no-
whoa.
What?
I want to take a moment here to point out. Could you share with the audience what your
I feel like I am in the hot seat
degree
right now.
of higher
I
education
mean,
is?
that doesn't have anything to do with cursive
But just
handwriting.
let them know.
I have a master's in the, what is it? Master's
Oh my gosh, do I have to tell you what your degree is? Go ahead.
Master's in English?
You're joking, right?
No, I don't remember the technical.
Oh my gosh. She has a master's in the art of writing.
Oh, of writing, yes. Right.
Wow. I'm a lucky man. Very lucky.
I should.
She has a master's in the art of writing. She doesn't even remember the degree she has, let alone how to do cursive.
I haven't used it. Now listen, I should have a master's in the art of reading because I love to read.
You do.
I like to write. Writing is great
you
and
don't
all,
get
but
paid
I
for
would
reading.
if I could get paid to just sit around and
read books.
Fiction or nonfiction. I don't care. I would do it. Writing,
Anyway.
Master's in the art of writing, but
Right.
that has nothing to do
Okay.
with
Let's just-
handwriting. I'm getting a little loud.
You are.
So
you need
I
to
googled it.
Bring it down. Bring it down.
You set
All
me
right.
off with this whole thing.
Front
All
panel
right.
fell off because there's silverware door very heavy, plus
Oh.
not high quality cabinets. Oh yeah.
So the front panel
we'll
fell
help you out,
off, yeah.
Teresa. Just hit me up in the DM.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sure, because we'll have an easier time forging report cards. That's right.
yes.
Yeah.
Rick, I had the a 2-lane American Gold Lager. It was interesting. It was.
Interesting. That doesn't sound like
Wait,
a
whoa,
glowing
whoa, 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 whoa,
recommendation.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
Did you see this?
No.
This is like Luke Bryan's beer.
What? I did not know.
Smooth sipping,
I mean,
clean and crisp.
We're in Tennessee. Kind of fits. I was like, I've never seen this at our Publix is small, and so the beer selection is also small.
I
which is
wonder
kind of
if this is his or if it's
Well,
just.
he lives right down the road too. You know, people see him
He's
at
the Nashville
I mean, like
homie.
he literally lives like 3 miles away, not in our neighborhood.
No.
No. But I didn't know he had a beer.
Bryan. There
But
you
that
go.
makes sense. I feel like everybody has a beer
We got
or
Luke
a
Bryan's beer.
distillery or
I know.
something. And then
Everybody in
I'm drinking
Nashville.
Goose Island Beer Company. No, Goose Island. I'm drinking Next Coast
Next Coast
IPA
IPA.
by Goose Island. I really like it. It's kind of fruity.
It's super hoppy.
I love it. He's
Yeah.
like okay with hops, but not crazy about them.
Yeah. It's all
It's
good.
pretty rare that I don't like a beer. It tastes good. So anyway,
All right, Matt, have a
yes,
good one, dude. I
all
hope
of that.
your toe
David
is better,
said
man.
David Parr Smith, Seth, sorry.
Yes, all
is
of that.
from
New Zealand.
New Zealand, and so
He says yes.
beautiful. And Lord of the Rings was filmed there, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah. Blake, favorite thing I've ever built. We were discussing this earlier. Yeah, it's now the modern desk. I've
you,
switched
yeah.
up. For me.
I was thinking.
What is your
What's
favorite
my
thing I've ever
favorite
built?
thing?
Have we had this conversation?
I don't think we have. What is my favorite thing that you've ever built? I really like the side table in our family room. It's so pretty. It's beautiful. Like the little
black and just the one with the lamp on it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. The top
do
is
too.
gorgeous.
The top is gorgeous.
It's like reclaimed. I'm sure it's
Actually,
walnut.
this is no, it's not.
It's not walnut.
It's reclaimed Douglas fir. Actually, the top
It's really pretty.
is
And it was back in the day when he was not welding, and so the base is made of probably pine or something that he
2x2s.
painted. Yeah, white or not painted white. He painted black and made it look like it was made of metal. But it's just a really pretty top, and I see it all the time.
I think this is actually an offcut from that project. And I was rearranging some of the scraps over there.
It's got so much character.
It's reclaimed Douglas fir that actually came out of a house in Nashville that was probably built in the 20s or 30s. And this dude, I still kick myself. So this guy, these are like basically 2x6s, 2x8s. And it's just like back in the good old days when, let's see how big this actually, my tape measures somewhere else. Oh, here it is. Because, back in the day, a 2x6 was not 1.5 inches by 5 1/4, which it is now. It was like actually 2 inches on one side and then like 2 1/4 on the other. So this is 1 3/4, like I said. So this is 1 3/4 by 6 5/8.
So big.
It's kind of like directional. So yeah, so it's either like a really oversized 2x6 or an undersized 2x8, depending upon how you want to look at it. But anyway, this guy had, what did he have? 14 footers. He had 14 footers, and he was selling them for $2 a piece. And this is I'd never used anything like this before.
I don't know anything about buying wood, but that seems really cheap.
It was really cheap because he was like a demo guy. He was doing construction, and they would rip them out, and they were doing an addition or something, or remodel, and he just wanted to get rid of them. But they did de-nail them, so and that's gives it a lot of the character too. So it's rough sawn. You can kind of see the marks there, and so that's it's just, if you've ever worked with reclaimed lumber, it's just so cool. And then like the rings are super tight back when there's old growth and all that good stuff. So anyway, this Douglas fir, and it doesn't really have a smell to it.
You gotta smell the wood every time.
Doesn't really have a smell to it.
Nope.
At all. But yeah, I kicked myself because I bought like 10 of them or something, and he had like 40 more. I would have bought everything because I love that stuff. We've got several pieces in the house.
Well, you made that out of the bench then, right? Is that
bench,
the one that?
The bench is made out of it, and then the
top
of
the
hall table.
Bench, but yeah. Oh yeah, I was debating between the hall table or the one in the one that I said, because we have one. It's kind of not a sideboard. What am I trying to say?
Sofa table.
It's like a sofa table, but we have it on a landing in our upstairs hallway. I need to put some stuff out on it to decorate it, but it's so pretty. Like it looks
super nice.
It's really nice. Like it's a beautiful, rich top.
It's
with
very
lots of
red.
Character.
It's got a lot of red in it.
Like it does have a lot of red in it.
It's just a really cool look. So
yeah,
anyway, if you ever get your hands on any reclaimed Douglas fir,
it's got a lot of character.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's your favorite project.
Yes, I mean I like a lot of. It's hard for me to pick one,
Yeah, so, I'm with you.
But I see those all the time when I'm walking around. Oh, you know what? I have to take all that back.
What?
One of my favorite projects that you built is the drying rack in the laundry room, which is it was pretty easy. But I mean, it seemed pretty easy. I didn't build it, but
it's probably the most used project.
I use it all the time, and our laundry room used to just be the flooring was hideous and the color on the wall was just bland and boring, and there was nothing nice in there. It was just space.
It's the nicest place in our house.
You did a lot. It really is the prettiest. We painted the walls, and there's board and batten on on the wall, and then the vinyl plank flooring is in there, which is beautiful. Yep. And the drying rack, because before we had this old jankety one that I had.
What did we have before?
That silver thing.
Oh, that thing was. Yeah. It's like accordioned up and down.
Yeah, but it was
and it would always detach and deflate.
It was sort of broke. No, there was one piece that didn't even connect anymore, so it was broken.
So it would just fall down all the time.
It was horrible. And then laundry was just on the floor. It was embarrassing actually. And now it's beautiful. And whenever I need to use it, it's just right there. And
it works really well. It's on magnets. It catches up there and then comes down.
It looks nice when you're not
got a video on that.
It.
Go check it out.
It's a pretty easy build too.
It is very easy.
So
Michael Anthony, living in Minnesota. Yeah. It's just crazy what's going on. That's one of the things that we try to do is just provide great quality entertainment and content out there for people who maybe don't even want to build, but they just want to watch something fun. And also something that the family can watch. So always clean, maybe some off-color dad jokes, but that's about the length of it.
Always dad jokes.
But nothing you wouldn't see in a Pixar movie.
Right.
So I hear you, man, and I know that we're talking about it earlier this weekend, and just everybody's trying to process, like, man, well, you know, this is crazy, and like, what's going on, and you know, we're like having riots in Nashville, and it's just
everywhere. Yeah.
It is. I can't even think of the word, but I mean, what happened to that gentleman, George Floyd?
Yeah, George Floyd.
Just completely unacceptable,
And
right? In
so many
any
other
shape,
people,
form, or
too.
fashion.
Yeah.
But and like, you know, to anybody that could have or would have happened to, and then, you know, then there's the whole thing with the Georgia, and then the guy in Central Park, and you know, it's just like the level of racism in the States these days, that's still there and like so prevalent. It's just crazy. And I heard, who did I hear?
Go ahead.
I don't want to dwell on this because I just like, you know, because I do like, and you know, we're not like a big political show or anything, but our stance is for sure we're 100% appalled by that, and we need to be united, you know, as a country, as all people of different races and religions and everything. But I saw something, and I think it was, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but it was a quote. I think it was Will Smith, actually. The quote he was quoted for
I was going to say. Yeah.
Was that
racism
is not getting stronger. It's getting more. It's not getting more prevalent. It's getting recorded.
Right.
Right. And with social media and with camera phones and all that stuff, you know, I tend to agree. Right. I mean, I grew up in the South, so like I've
there's
seen
a
a lot.
long history of it. I was reading that Emmett Till, his accuser, 60 years later, admitted that she lied. You know, I mean, I think there's a state park like an hour away from here named after him. Like that was like, it's kind of in our backyard. Like this has been an ongoing issue.
So,
but we just, you know, I don't know.
Thoughts out there to anybody affected by that too, because the other side of that is the rioting. That is also just, to me, that is appalling.
Right.
I mean, there's a way to protest in that, and like, you know,
I think most people
stay off
that
of
are
Twitter.
there,
Twitter is insane.
Oh my
right now.
gosh! I think most people that are, I don't know. I don't think.
I mean,
that's, I don't
thing.
think that's the intention
You know,
of most people that are going out there.
People are angry and they're letting out rage,
say,
but now you're affecting other people.
Right.
So like people who are, you know, might be in the black community that have a shop and now it's gotten destroyed.
Well, and it's already been
like crazy.
suffering from COVID-19.
Right.
And then,
This
I mean,
whole
it's just
2020 is like the
timing.
worst year ever.
It's been such a downer. Like seriously.
It is the absolute worst year ever.
Right.
So
I mean,
everybody stay safe out there.
Yeah.
And we hope we can all come together. So thank you for bringing that up.
Hoping it comes out in a better place in the end of it.
100%.
Yeah. So I thought this was another good question. So what project video of someone else do you most get credit for that people thought you made a video on? I don't think we've ever had that question.
That's an interesting question. What was somebody, probably something of Bob's, because Bob and I, you know, kind of look a bit similar.
Because you also like to make stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Bob's a good friend of mine. Our birthdays are actually like 2 weeks apart. So we have a lot in common of just how we've been raised up and everything. And, just the mentality of being an 80s kid and all that good stuff. He's a little more techie than I am. But yeah, it'd probably be something that he built. I've had people like, oh, I saw your, you know, I can't even think of what it was, but it was something that he built. And I was like, yeah, I didn't do that.
You're like, but it was great.
Yeah, but it was great. And I was like, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. When's R2D2 coming out? I don't know. I'm going to go talk to Bob.
Yep, go hit him up. Do you enjoy your podcast or your YouTube channel more? Just started your podcast and it's addicting.
Connor, that's an interesting question because I like in the midst of it, I definitely enjoy the podcast more because it's me and John hanging out and it's easy, like it's fun and like when I'm building stuff here, it's always a job and it's fun to build, but I'm always like moving the camera and doing this. The nice thing about a podcast is we can just sit down and just have a conversation for an hour and like hit the button at the beginning and hit the button at the end and we're done.
It's like what you guys already, they call each other and talk business stuff all the time anyway.
Yeah, so I talk to John almost every single day.
Yes.
But and so it's definitely more enjoyable to make that content. But I would say the Fixes Build That is more rewarding because at the end I have things that I can look at and see. Like I really enjoy getting all the feedback, which I've gotten from some of the folks even here and from you, that they're enjoying the podcast, which is awesome. but that's still a little bit more intangible versus like being in the shop around all the things that I've built and like, I just get to enjoy it.
And we have things we need to build anyway. My mom asked me this week, she said, so what did she say?
Honey-do list?
Yes. What did she say? She's like, so how do you have a honey-do list for Brad? And I said, no, he has a honey wait list for me. I mean, because it's anything that we never, I know, isn't it great? Like, it's so true because we would never, I mean, I can't think of a situation where we would go out and buy a piece of furniture unless it's like a couch or something upholstered. I mean, we probably would at some point, but
the couch is the only thing.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going to build anything else, which is awesome.
That's right.
However,
I
have to be patient because if it's not on the list, like if it's not going to happen. Like poor Tyler, our middle guy, had to wait for that loft bed.
I know he did.
He was relentless. He had a campaign going to get you to build that.
On rice.
He really was. He was on
Guilt
it.
trip the whole 9 yards. He's like, you've built 3 things for Macy.
He really
and
was.
I was like,
he knew what was effective.
He did.
And it worked.
He did
You
a good
know,
job.
he's sleeping in a loft bed right now. We hope. Hopefully he's not up.
Yeah. Somebody's up. I can hear them moving around.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it is at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Teresa, I would love to do something with leather in a project, so I am thinking about that. I don't have anything in mind.
Yeah,
but
your dad would love that.
Yeah, my dad is into leather works, so I think that'd be awesome. I'll probably do it eventually at some point.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, thank you guys, everybody, for joining on. If you're not subscribed and notified already, go ahead and do that before you head out. And if you are already, thank you very much. And a huge thank you to all the folks in the Builders Club. If you want more information on that, you can check it out in the description, all that good stuff. And have a great week. Build something awesome. And we will see you guys next week.
Yep. Stay safe.
All right. See ya.
Bye.